Just want to do a quick room tour. Got my posters. Signed mouse poster. Let me get a... closet. The Twin Peaks rug. Julian Cope. Jap rock sampler. Fine piece of work. Scene in Between by Sam Nee. Photos from 80s British indie music. Some Jesus and Mary Chain. Got some Yukio Mishima. You got Spring Snow. Sailor Who Fell from Grace. Temple of the Golden Pavilion. The instruments for making music here. The Squire, purveyors of fine musical instruments. The 4-string Jazzmaster guitar. $2,000 pedal board. Yamaha 4-track tape, the source of all my fine recordings. Here's a little number some of you may or may not know. I like to take these night walks. I normally bring my notebook, field notes, and I just write down any stray thoughts that come to me. But today I thought I'd just bring my phone, try to see what I'd come up with while walking. I've been thinking a lot about the truth, divine truth, not so much in like a godly sense, but more of like, I don't know, I'm trying to come up with it as I go, if you guys can help. It's a kind of guiding force for art and for culture and society, and what everybody's trying to move towards. The truth, it's a universal thing, I think. And this is kind of a Mausian philosophy. I don't know how, I'm not too into philosophy. I don't know how valid his viewpoints are. I mean, the man has a doctorate, but I kind of just am blindly following what he says. But I think this truth is something that's lacking in today's world. There's no more sincerity. That's the biggest thing. Sincerity and irony. Irony is the enemy of proper social and human functioning, I think. That's what I truly believe, is that there's an overabundance of irony and insincerity in our society today. I'm gonna avoid the public gardens here. Lots of undesirables, as they say. But what is sincerity. To me, sincerity. So I'm coming from an artistic standpoint, but this goes for anything. Sincerity is just a distinct lack of irony. Well, not necessarily. You can have irony in a sincere work, but it has to be more appreciative than mocking. Like something like the music of Ariel Pink it's ironic, but it's also sincere. It uses the ironic elements in a loving way, and I think that's very important. When you take something like, I don't know, anything. You can take anything made in the last 10, 15, 20 years, and it's just bad sincerity. It's just irony built on irony for irony's sake, and people don't know how to function anymore. Nobody can make sincere statements anymore. Nobody can talk about God or love of country, love of God. Nobody can talk about anything without being trite and thin. I think it's a problem, I'm not a religious guy, I've never been, but I think there is something there where it's sincerity. There's a sincerity. You say, I love God, God is real. That is one of the most sincere things you can say, because it's something you hold close to your heart. There's nothing close to the heart in the world anymore. There's nothing. Art made back whenever it was made for either the church commissioned it, or it was a love of God, a sincere love of God that drove somebody to create art. Or there was, I'm no commie, but in Soviet Russia, for example, it goes, like Hitler's Germany, there's people would make works of art for the state, just out of they'd be paid, but it would be out of there was a genuine love for the state. And today, it's either you make something to make money, which, has its merits, but you either make something to make money or to masturbate your ego. It's like you make something, nobody makes a sincere statement nobody makes a sincere statement in order to masturbate their ego. You can make you can make music all by yourself in your bedroom out of a sincere love for the form, or you can just make it bad on purpose, just trying to be ironic and funny, and you trying to amuse yourself if you know what I'm trying to say. And it's this kind of ironic detachment. It's just pervading through all layers of society and art and culture. It's terrible. I don't know. And then if you're making a piece of art and it's not for masturbation itself, you're just making money. And I don't think there's much sincerity in that. There are works of art that are pure, sincere, that are made with capital in mind, I guess. I don't want to get into the whole capitalism thing. I don't know enough about capitalism to start critiquing it, I guess. But I think our society's fucked. I don't want to be like we live in a society gamers type guy, but it's you've got shitty indie rock bands making ironic love songs, and they use all these elements from 80s, 90s pop music, but they're not using them out of a genuine love. They're using them because they're so shitty, they're cool. That's the worst argument to me. It's like old movies or old music. It's so cheesy, it's so shitty, it's good. And I think, what's the point? If you're not enjoying something, if you're not consuming something out of a genuine enjoyment for it, why are you consuming it? I can't really say that because I used to do that all the time, like watch all these shitty things, like ironically. But it's like when you start to do it every day, you start to do that in your art, and you start to incorporate ironic elements in your art. Is that really irony? Because it's just hollow, it's thin. Works made ironically, no sincerity or love. They're hollow. they're like plywood, you know. And I think only the works made with true sincerity. You can be ironic in a sincere form, but it's only works made with true sincerity are the ones that will stand the test of time. That is what I honestly believe. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on this subject of sincerity and irony and culture and art. And I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with it. I've been thinking a lot about it, but I don't know if it's going to take me anywhere, or even if it means anything. If my definitions of sincerity and irony are even correct, and I'm arbitrarily judging what is sincere and what isn't, and I don't know if that's right, because what the fuck do I know, right? But I don't know. Comment, say something, say. Just talk to me, all right? Just let me know. Yeah.